Hello, my name is Abe. Welcome back to Dead Cells. Clean Cut Update version 34, update May 4th. February, March, April, May. Yeah, that's correct. Give me a normal mode run. I'm not going to continue because the game did get an update, a patch. There is now a legendary comb and a legendary scissors added in, as well as other bug fixes. I wonder what has happened to disengagement. But I've read what the fixes are for the comb and for the scissors. And I have to admit, they're not necessarily all that good as far as legendary fixes go. But you know what? If we find it, maybe we'll grab it. See, now I'm messing it up. Velatrit Mert says, it's very important that the game scales well in future acts, and one boss is a huge disappointment. Talking about Raven's Watch. Yeah, I'm gonna do a Let's Look At of that game. It's probably out by the time this run of Dead Cells goes up on YouTube, but Raven's Watch has almost no content in the game, which is very surprising for an early access game. I mean, it's like super early access. Connie says, May the 4th be with you. May the 4th indeed. Are they just increased speed for 5-second affixes? No, the comb and the scissors have unique affixes. They're just not that interesting. I should say the comb is a pretty interesting legendary affix, but I'm still probably not gonna take the weapon. The scissors legendary affix is, it's meaningless in combat. I don't want to say what it is in case people don't want spoilers, but it's has zero impact on the combat completely. It's very strange. We got a quick bow and a swift sword. We have a boomerang. I like the boomerang. I think it's a pretty good weapon. Oiled sword and ice bow. I've been having fun with the ice bow lately, but you know, throwing knives I like. Scythe is a lot of fun. Survival's a lot of fun. We got a mushroom bow in there as well, which we're probably not going to use because we want to get the kills with the scythe, but you know what? Give me a scythe. Every once in a while I do, just when I start up a run, I just go to the tubes and then I think about it for a minute. I'm like, I wonder what I'm gonna want on this run. I mean, I wanna take a minute to consider my options, you know? There's a lot of different items in the game, and I have my own personal preferences, of course, but I very much have a fun time, I think, with survivals. I mean, survival might be one of the most fun colors to take on a run. Go the second set. Which one was that one? That was double damage symmetrical lance, right? Symmetrical lance is a lot of fun, but when I had a good run with it, it was due to the fact that it had quad damage and shield piercing on it. Without that, I'm like, I don't know if symmetrical lance is really up my alley. Double damage symmetrical lance seems counterproductive, says Connie. Why does that seem counterproductive? Ooh, yes, parry shield. You love to see it. Ooh, I fell. Double damage symmetrical lance seems good. Well, you know what? Screw you. It seems good because it's double damage, and as long as you get 2 kills quickly, you will still get the crits out of it. The whole thing is slow. Symmetrical lance is actually not that slow. There are way slower heavy weapons. You know, survival is not just about heavy weapons, it's also about crowd control. You know, you wouldn't necessarily say that the scythe that I'm using right now, the death scythe, is a slow weapon, because it's not really a slow weapon, but what it is heavily focused around crowd control. You know, you get 1 kill, this guy is like an elite with a scroll? Nope, it's a legendary. You know, with the death scythe, you are killing one enemy, not that quickly because it doesn't really do that much to a single target, but what it is very good at is crowd control. You know, you get a kill and then the enemy follows you and then gets another kill, and then, you know, with the legendary version, the ghosts can create ghosts. Spite Sword 4. Emits a toxic cloud when you take damage. Crits if you're cursed, 900 damage. You know, this is one of those parts of the game where I'm like, it's such a shame that we got this weapon so early, because it could make for a good legendary weapon, but like, why would I ever want that now? It's a level 4. We're gonna get so much better quality weapons later that this thing is gonna be underwhelming by the time we hit like the first boss. So, God, I just love watching the ghosts. So it's a shame that, you know, we got a legendary drop. I like legendaries, just not legendaries that are level, you know, freaking 4. Virtually meaningless. Slow, but it's fun to use. The, forgot the name of the weapon too. The symmetrical lance. I don't like the conditional weapons, you know? Well, there's exceptions to that rule, of course. I really love the baseball bat. Go ham. Where are we going on this run? I have no idea. Let me look at the map. Well, Dracula's outskirts here, that is an awkward way of phrasing that, does have incentivized biomes. And I don't know what incentivized biomes will appear in the future. It does seem like the game assigns incentivized biomes when you get to that level. You know, like we have an incentivized biome on level 1. You know, after this floor, we'll get another set of incentivized biomes. That's what it feels like. Malaise cleared. I was surprised that we hadn't cleared the malaise until that moment, but I guess we did leave a couple of enemies behind. And you know what? Boom, food. Let's go. So where the heck? Just kind of looking for the infected food. I don't know where it is. Where are we gonna go? Castle outskirts. Dracula's castle. Fight death. I feel like we fought death recently. So, I mean, it's tough because we could just follow the game and say, hey, it wants us to go here, we'll go here. That way it's outside of our control and we just go where the game sends us. We can go Fractured Shrines afterwards, but we're probably gonna go to the graveyard if that's an incentivized biome, as much as I like legendaries. You know, fine, I'll do it. I'll do it, game. I'll do the freaking Dracula's goddamn castle. It's least visited of the 4th. I really like the change that they made to incentivized biomes in the, well, I believe it's the Castlevania update. Incentivized biomes, it feels like you get more recent biome choices affecting that. You know, it's not just, hey, we released the Castlevania biome, now you have to go here 200 times in order to, you know, mark it as having been visited enough. You know, it's more like, hey, you've been to the castle 3 times? Hey, it's no longer incentivized. You haven't been to the ramparts in a while, though, go there. Oh, what's that? You went to the ramparts? Now, you know, it's been a while since you've been to the toxic sewers. Why don't you head out there and see what's going on? Yeah, the new incentivized biomes are really, really, really nice and handy, and it's a good excuse to go into different directions. To let the games tell you where to go. Should really kill things with my actual good weapon. You know, now we can actually let the game say, hey, go here. I don't have to think as much. It's also a really good way of getting a lot of free money. You know, we can, let's go. We can, well, that's not exactly what I intended. I really don't want Mushroom Boy out. I will swap. I would like to have, I think, the, what is this one? Extra jump? I've already forgotten, yeah. Extra jump. This seems pretty decent. Chronosoid says, I need to get this DLC soon. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't, things like the, boss rush mode, that's not in the DLC, right? That was just released at a similar time. I say similar time because, you know, I came back to Dead Cells when the DLC happened, so I honestly don't know what's part of the Castlevania DLC, what's a part of the Everyone's Here update. Like, even if you aren't buying the DLCs to Dead Cells, you still get all this great new content that they toss in for free. Boss Rush. You get Everyone's Here, and then you get the Slay the Spire deck of cards. You know, you get all the cool items every once in a while. Some of the items are locked behind DLCs, of course, but, you know, they gotta pay their bills, you know, somehow. Still developing the game, after all. And he says Rise of the Giant. Rise of the Giant is weird because it's technically free, but it's also DLC. So you can optionally turn on the content. It's very strange. Okay, well, I mean, this is a 3 higher level death scythe. That's pretty good. I mean, we got plenty of money. We'll upgrade that. And you know what? The throwing daggers, they're probably only gonna be viable for the remainder of this floor. We'll come back at the end of the floor and see if maybe we can buy something else as like a ranged engagement weapon, because the, well, these knives are gonna be not long for this world. Yeah, Rise of the Giant's so weird. It's free. It's a free DLC. It adds BC5 mode, which I think is really weird that BC5 mode, like the final difficulty of the game, is just locked behind a free DLC. You just have to click the button to download it. But for people who don't want it, you don't have to install it. Why would you not want to install a free update to a game that adds in more content? I don't know. I'm sure there's someone out there, you know, someone exists that says, oh, I don't want Rise of the Giant. Although honestly, I feel like maybe, I think it's more likely that people just don't have it installed because they don't know about it, rather than they don't want it. Because it is just another button that you have to press to install it. I mean, we're probably gonna sell that, but you never know, maybe we'll need the HP. Wart Maulers, welcome, how are you doing today? Chronosoid says, I'm watching Castlevania, so I want those weapons. It's my game and I want it now. It's also like very fair. I knew that was happening. I kind of just let it happen though. I let him take me. Hey. 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 Thank you. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, fat man. Fat man! Oh, God. I don't know why in my head I didn't actually, like, internalize what you were until you already hit me. Dude, I have to, like, take a second here and alter my microphone. It is, like, in my face. I can't see the bottom half of the screen. Lower it down a little bit, push it a little closer. There we go. Taco Sunday says, I did not install the Rise of the Giant until I had already beaten 4 BC and was confused why I didn't get the 5th cell, because I didn't know about it. That also, because you have to specifically kill the giant with 4 to get to the 5th one. What mutation is this? If you're talking about disengagement, it's just, well, it's disengagement. It keeps you alive. A boring one, but very necessary, I feel, on 5 BC. Dude, I take the giant whistle so much, but it's so good. Like, I'll take it even over the mushroom boy. I guess we could take both. We could take that one and we could take the death orb. Death orb is so bad though. Like, it really is. When you consider other mutations in the game that do more damage more consistently with a quicker cooldown. Now, I know I say that while I have also taken one of the slowest skills in the game, but there's a reason for that, and it's because a giant whistle actually kills things in one hit. Also, I feel like I was reading some of the patch notes in Dead Cells. I feel like I need to give Frostbite another try. Because at one point in the patch notes, I saw that there was a bug with Frostbite where it wouldn't apply the Frostbite as damage as much as it should. Like if something had 5 stacks of Frostbite, it would only apply the Frostbite damage as though they had 1 stack of Frostbite. I don't even know what hit me on that one. Oh, you're an elite. So I do feel like maybe I should give it another try. I think I tried using Frostbite after that bug was fixed, but I think it maybe, oh my god, what poor performance. I think it maybe give, I felt like it wasn't working because I had used Frostbite in the past and it didn't really work as much as I wanted it to. I don't know, I feel like I tricked myself into thinking that Frostbite didn't work when instead it actually does work and it works pretty well, and I don't know, maybe we'll give it another try at some point. I still don't think it's that good though, because it keeps pulling aggro and the damage that it does. The damage that it does just doesn't seem that good, especially considering that you can get, where we go, I'm going up here. Especially considering that you can get, that's where we wanna go. More damage from other perks, you know, like you could get more damage from Point Blank or Support or Tranquility, or you could get more damage from something like Astronomy. I don't know. And of course on bosses, the Frostbite doesn't always apply because the bosses do get resistance to the status effects. Maybe we'll try that at some point in the future. Probably not now, because we're not really doing a non-Frostbite build, but Frostbite doesn't really seem like it would fit in with what we're doing right here. Wolf Trap makes the victims bleed. It's actually pretty good, and it has a toxic cloud. Spreads oil, death orb. Bleed and toxic cloud, huh? It's a good way of applying status effects. It's not really that good on death, though. Death, though! It is a really good trap, though. You know what? I'll take it over the heavy turret, but we're pretty much out of money, which means we probably won't get a new weapon on this floor. Although saying that, we probably should go get a new weapon on this floor because our current weapon is garbage. It's our throwing knives, is what I'm saying. So you're bleeding. I mean, you're already bleeding. You're bleeding, you're on fire, you're poisoned, you have everything. Oh, now we have a powerful grenade though, which is pretty good, but I guess we already have the whistle. The whistle does do more damage. over the same period of time. You know, more DPS over 20 seconds than the grenade over 13 seconds. So I think we're okay staying with the giant whistle. Now here's a question, what DLC is that a part of? I would imagine that's a part of the Rise of the Giant DLC, but... My lord, I have 2 HP! Alright. You know what? We went through a door and we didn't get disengagement back, so, you know, we've learned that that works properly. I am 1 hit away from death, though, so I kind of want to just go grab this scroll and then leave. It didn't even anger you. Okay. Who's blocking my way from me to the next scroll? Just you? I'm out. There's no reason to go down there. 2 HP in a dream. Now I'm on 1 HP. I don't even know how I lost that 1 HP, because I was at 2. What happened? All right. Let's see if we can maybe get a new weapon. The throwing things, I can't remember the name of it, wouldn't be that bad to pick up. We would get 1 gold from dropping our daggers and selling it. You know what, there's food. All right, you're not gonna like the strategy, but I will. We're gonna go get money from our food and then go buy throwing things. Because at this point, the throwing daggers are level, what, 1? Level 2, I have 2 points in tactics. Yeah, we'll dump those. Bum 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 bum. Just don't accidentally, you know, walk into a spike. Like if an enemy breathed on me, I would die. Bum 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 bum. Higher overall HP. Oh, so, you know, I think you're right. I think, did I swap an amulet? No, how did that happen? How did I go from 2 HP to 1 HP? I don't know. Something happened. Man, I remember when one of my best runs of this game was double throwing knives. X, Y, X, Y, X, Y, you'd be able to throw them like at this same exact moment. It was a lovely time. Yo, Trail of Flames, throwable objects, and then we have burning synergies. Let's go. You just gotta scroll. Yeah, but here's the thing. Getting a scroll should increase my health, not decrease my health, you know? Okay, I took purple power up and gained 50% health, but how did I go from 2 HP to 1 HP? If anything, I should go from 2 to 3. What did I scroll down? I scrolled up. Oh, what? What do you mean? Hello. Seems like a new layout to this area here. Okay, I have no money. We are gonna take a mutation here. Frostbite. We do literally no slow. Victims freeze nearby enemies when they die, but that's about it. We're going for a boss fight next, so probably gastronomy, armadillo pack. Is there any reason to take armadillo pack? Not here. We'll take it after this floor then. As a result, we can grab the ability to parry all of the aerial scythes. Yeah, we don't need armadillo pack here. We need armadillo pack for the next floor, because we're gonna be fighting that annoying boss. All right, so we've got some ghosties. That seems pretty good. You know, we're creating some fire and then the ghosts do some damage. Shots pierce, good. I had to check because, you know, just needed to make sure. Still at the 1 HP. The game cost me one health, and I'm like, I want it back. Double damage, frantic sword. Wow, that's like... Considering I have 7 survival and only 3 brutality, the damage from this is actually, like, very good. I mean, it will always crit and always do 2500 DPS. It's weird, but like I kind of want to just roll this for a little while. The damage might not be as high as I would like. Also, it does spread oil though. Maybe we can use this for a little while. All right. Got a little malaise reduction on that one. We'll go back for the scythe here pretty soon because we're, you know, constantly scaling green. Feel like I need to get out of here. They're coming for me! Really? I'm not that like familiar with the weapon attack pattern. No, it is the other thing. I haven't used Frantic Sword in a long time. Ludwig, welcome. Why for the love of God are you not sipping? 1 HP in a dream. Who cares if we get hit? We'll just start up another run. No, the real answer here, of course, is that it doesn't matter if we get hit. Da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. Oh, rude. Yeah, 1 HP, and hey, take double damage if you ever get hit. Easy, easy. Well, is this game supposed to be hard or something? I should really go get that scroll. Thank you. Yeah, da, 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 da. I was wondering why you didn't teleport to me. It's a classic build here. You know, you throw one thing to stun the enemy and then you just start smacking until they die. Might be worth paying for malaise reduction. But realistically speaking, we're gonna pay for the health soon. Don't need to worry about it right now, though. Yeah, oh my God. We don't need to pay for the health at all. Please don't. Brutality needs better mutations, I think, says Chronosoid. I have not yet played with combo. Maybe I'll try to do that here on this run. But I would generally agree. I would say that Brutality probably has the weakest mutations. Survival has pretty decent health and damage mutations. Brutality has a lot of like engagement tricks up its sleeve. Like, hey, the first attack you do on an enemy inflicts a little bit of extra damage, and hey, you can apply bleed to the enemy, which means you can get bleed damage synergies, and you can slow them down a little bit, and then like, that's it. Well, I had to kill you. Not really amazing mutation choices, I find. There's some good stuff in there. There's some good synergies, of course, but it's very situational. Like, hey, what kind of a build are you rolling? Are you rolling a build where you need that bleed damage? Are you rolling a build where you really want to be able to slow enemies, or are you just going to take something that's a very good like general mutation, e.g., hey, you are invisible at times, which means that the enemies don't do as much damage to you. Because that's usually what I take. I take invisibility because being invisible is nice and it breaks aggro and it keeps you safe in a lot of situations. gotta say. Oh, there we go. As I said it, I was gonna say, I'm gonna say, we're doing a pretty good job here, and then I immediately get smacked once. That's okay though, we know what we're doing. We're gonna go grab the big food drop. Actually, yeah, you know I am. We're so poor. We could take the damage bonus for the next floor, but I'd much rather, I think, just grab the full heal here. Which is the reason why I didn't heal at all, because there was no need to. We had disengagement. It would actually heal us from 1 HP to 15% health. So we got to heal by not healing, weirdly enough. Hey, come here. I need another charge. Thank you. Dun, 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 dun. What a shot. Luckily, you are extremely bad. And very easy to kill when you just don't want to, or when you actually just can't do a melee attack. You hurt a lot at range, but if someone's up close to you, can't do anything. Yeah, we'll go back to the scythe claw. A lot of stuff happening here. And we probably should do it immediately because, yeah, we're not critting anymore, but I mean, we still spread oil, it still does double damage. We're not getting, like, oh my god, any unique effects out of this right now? Oh my god! Okay, where's my scythe claw? Well, that was one-shot protection that actually saved my life on that one, because I just got comboed. And now, yeah, now the damage from this is actually way more competitive. Well, you're back to critting. It's fine, it's fine. There's health, there's health. I just got bodied. I got smacked. Couldn't move. I was stuck. But that's okay, that's what one-shot protection is there for. Not only does it keep you at 1 HP if you take a big hit, it also helps to prevent you from just getting comboed to death. If you take a lot of damage quickly in small hits, the game will save you. So, thank you, video game. Probably could have done a better job, you know, not dying on my own, but whatever. Thank you. We're getting a lot of elites because we have a very high malaise meter. It's kind of what happens on this floor, though. It's a bit of a longer one. I should have changed back to the scythe earlier. Like, what did we have a problem with? Crowd control. What does the death scythe handle? Crowd control. Oh, we've already done this hallway. Gotta go this way. Is there any, no curse chest, good. So we definitely should have gone back for this earlier as soon as we picked up the big heal, because that cost us a lot of damage. That's... No one ever got hurt by not eating and almost dying. Lemon, welcome. How you doing today? 11 scrolls, 12. Yeah, 12 survival. I guess in my head, I'm like, that feels kind of low, except it's not really. We have the most... I mean, we have scrolls that we picked up on the run, you know? I haven't taken additional points in HP, it's just what the game's given me. Oh, you're dead. Have not found any extra scrolls. Maybe I should be keeping an eye open for that. I wonder if this does anything, or if it is just a lore room. Because in my head, I'm thinking, I wonder if one of those lore rooms is gonna act as like a revive point. Lemon says, I am getting addicted to Celeste. That's a fun game. Oh, there were 3 enemies there. My shot didn't pierce. Celeste is a great game. Every once in a while, I kind of get the urge to play more Celeste and try to get more golden berries, but that is, it's rough. It's rough to do that, absolutely is. Yep. All right, you know what, I'll walk it. The lore rooms do stuff. The lore room does stuff to your earphones. Well, I got earphones on. Well, not earphones, I got headphones. I'm not noticing anything. We're done, right? Yeah, we're done. Let's get the heck out of here. I still need to do the B and C sides, plus Farewell, says Lemon. Farewell is a very fun level in Celeste, although it is insanely long, but that's kind of the point. We're good, right? Yeah, we're good. Let's get out of here. There was a big mod that came out for Celeste. See, that makes me worried because for a game like Celeste, there's so much... There's so many... It's a good way of saying this. There's good Celeste players and bad Celeste players. Who's making the maps, you know? Are the people making the maps the 0.1%ers doing like that like weird glitch where you have no hitbox if you crouch and dash at the same time trying to get through enemy hitboxes that should normally kill you? Because if that's the case, yeah, I think I'll pass. But if it's like a comparable difficulty to the original game and it's just more levels, yeah, okay, you could convince me, you know. Dude, my weapon is really not that good for fighting this boss. The Death Scythe is not amazing, but it is what we have, so we'll freaking do it. Normally, I would like to have a different weapon for this, something that is a little bit more focused on hitting one enemy, but we'll do it. I love the slide. Super Mario Maker disease, says Connie. Yeah, the curse of P. Don't take that out of context. You know, the P guy from Super Mario Maker who made all those hard levels. P-Man. Curse of P-Man. P-Man! Now, I think death does get rooted. He also apparently loves trying to smack me. You idiot. Well, there goes my flawless. Ow. You know, we're gonna heal. It's honestly a little embarrassing that I had to heal. Oh my, could you these scythes just get out of here? What? Oh my God. You know, I'm starting to understand something. What I'm starting to understand is that the scythes actually have a small hitbox. You throw that. Dude, I gotta heal. Because I keep rolling, and I keep believing that I'm gonna roll through the scythe, and then it's gonna break the scythe, but it doesn't because the hitbox on Armadillo Pack rolling through the scythe is so small. I think you can roll through that explosion. I just need you to die. That was such an embarrassing fight against death. A better weapon would have been really nice, something that's a little bit more range focused, but the scythes, man, I kept rolling through them and they just kept hitting me because the scythe hitbox on Armadillo Pack is much more narrow. And I understand it because they're not actually a projectile. You see, when you dodge roll with Armadillo Pack, you have a very wide AoE around you for parrying projectiles, but that's not a projectile technically. I should have realized that before, but I didn't. All right, well, we're not gonna get any legendary gear here. Oh, map's busted. Slumbering Sanctuary, you know what? I was thinking about going to the legendary floor, but you know what? Let's go to the Slumbering freaking Sanctuary, why not? The scythes are like birds. I guess I don't really try to Armadillo Pack the birds that much. But I am very disappointed in the amount of damage that I did take there. That was like actually terrible. Like embarrassing levels of terrible happening right there. Money? Money? Oh my god. Well, I guess I'm just gonna heal again. Apparently that's just, you know, I go through the entire of Dracula's Castle on like 1 HP, get like an 80 kill streak, and now I'm just, yeah, let's just roll through everything and die. My god, I am so like utterly embarrassed, but you know what? Let's stay alive. Sewing scissors. It's actually a lot more damage than the scythe. Tainted flask time. I guess I do have 3 points in brutality. Abe Club, well, this is embarrassing. Throwing for content. I guess I do have throwing objects. What do we want? 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 Also, this could be a mimic, you never know. Sewing scissors. The damage is just so much better than the scythe, but we don't get the ghosts. And there's also not a lot of weak enemies to kill in this biome. Maybe we should save our cash a little bit here and see what else we can grab. I did not mean to pick that up. Oh, I ran out of rerolls, no wonder. I really just didn't want to spawn a mimic. A mimic! Maybe they fixed it though. Maybe you can only spawn a mimic when you actually buy the item, instead of just pressing the button on it. I don't know. Tainted Flask works since 5 BC, I guess. Well, I mean, Tainted Flask, it's not that bad because you do get flasks back without needing to be on 0. I didn't see that there were 2 of you. But, oh my god, look at how many of those guys there are. Look at how many of them. The thing about it is, I don't know... Jesus Christ. I don't know... I don't really know how many... I've never seen so many kamikazes, says Connie. I don't know how many elites you normally get on a biome. Like, even if you have to kill, like, 5 elites to get a flask back, can you really even get 5 elites in a single biome? That seems a little, seems a little much. I probably get like 4 or 5 elites per biome, so it might take 2 floors to get 1 flask. Bad army. The thing is, on higher BCs, they multiply. So there's probably like 2 or 3 bat spawners there, and then they got doubled. Repeater crossbow, you know? What if we roll a repeater crossbow to try to keep us alive here? DOT potential. Be decent. Do transformed elites count for tainted flask? Lemon says it does. That's interesting. So in theory you could farm elites? If you were at like the ideal BC level, you could just farm an infinite number of elites. Not BC level, rather. If you're at the ideal malaise level, you could just farm an infinite number of elites. Interesting. Yeah, problem solved. Just sit there. You sit there, you heal, you reduce your malaise level, you keep getting more elites. Well, it's a thought anyways. Where the hell is our... There it is. You could farm them with Hunter's Grenade in lower BC, says Lemon. You could do that in... What do you mean in lower BC? You could do that now, right? That sounds like an amazing idea. You take the grenade, and then whenever you need to kill an elite to reduce malaise, or give yourself a flask, you just toss it at an enemy. I guess the enemy could try to, like, you know, teleport into you and one-shot you, which would be very annoying. I don't know why this guy got immune to the root. That's scary. Isn't it single use? It's not single use if you don't kill them with the lightning bolt effect. Otherwise, you can reuse it. I'm really just kind of looking for a door. I want to go to a back door. I don't want to teleport back to the beginning of the level right now. So here's what we're gonna do. Wipe you. That'll kill you. You know? Kills you. I do see the big man. Something did spawn. You know what? Toss out one of those. You know what? Toss out one of those. Can I hit you? Oh, I can hit you. Oh, I can hit you all right. Thank God. We needed that. Yeah, good luck. Freaking dummy. I don't know, this doesn't seem particularly amazing. Gazebo says, it's good to see Dead Cells again. Again? I've been playing this for like a month. It's like the only game I've been playing for the past month. Again. Oh. That's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for him to go into the wolf trap, and it would bleed him. You? Okay, well, we're alive. Still. On this weirdo, bad garbage run. I think I'm gonna go back to my other weapon. Zebo says, I haven't been around. Dead Cells has been. Disposable says, I feel like we've been playing nothing but Dead Cells lately. Yeah, it's because it's a good game. All right, goodbye, repeater crossbow, and we're gonna go back to our scythe. I would very much like to get more ghosties. And I gotta say, that's actually like pretty decent damage on that guy. Okay, stop. Roll! Why am I not rolling? I wanted to roll into the bombs to reflect them back, and then I just didn't. It was very strange. All right. Roll, damn it, roll! It was on cooldown. Oh, right! I actually completely forgot that that was even a thing. But you are entirely correct. We did, in fact, have a bit of a cooldown. Sometimes I just expect to be able to roll at all times. Because when you roll into a bomb or projectile, there is no cooldown. But when you actually do manage to get a parry, a proper parry on a melee attack, it does go on cooldown. Bubonic Lettuce, welcome, and Dubsy! Hello. Apologies for being late, says Bubonic. Now, you arrive exactly when you mean to. Late. Hey. All right, well, we lived through the floor. The sepulcher is now our next to-go biome. Let's finish off the floor first, see if maybe we can get a little bit more health. Considering I kind of need more flasks. Why are there so many enemies down here? I know why there's so many enemies. I didn't kill them all earlier. Because in my head, I'm like, maybe we'll come back here and we need a bunch of enemies to kill to, you know, purge our curse. Not buying any of that. Definitely not the heavy crossbow. We're done with the floor. We've lived. Somewhat. We want to go to the sepulcher. Let's do it. Dubsy says, I'm gonna buy Dead Cells tomorrow. Got any tips? I would say, have fun. Find weapons that you like and use them. Unlock more weapons. Don't unlock the outfits. Unlock those only if you have nothing else to unlock. And just have a good time. Lemon says don't buy it. Probably because then you will just lose your life in the Dead Cells. You'll get sucked in and be unable to escape. It will destroy your soul, he says. Yeah, that too. If you value your time, don't buy it. Wow, we actually did get to 60. We got to 60 and then 46. So let's see. Can we really get a lot of flasks back? Tainted Flask, 11 elites. That's a lot of elites. That's a lot of elites. We're probably not gonna do that. Oh, I'm also very dumb. We should not have come here. We should probably have gone to the, you know what, never mind. I was gonna say we could have gone to a biome that had a food shop. That does not exist. In fact, there is no food shop except for the Astrolab from this point forward. All right, let's fight our boss. I desperately need to find a new weapon though, something that can kill bosses. Ben Spartan says 2 BC is destroying my soul. Learning boss patterns is long. If you want, you could always just do the practice mode. Practice those boss patterns in a free environment. Kind of hoping there was a teleporter up there. Lemon says 2 BC took me a year. 2 and 3 are hard because that's when you start. I like that the current wolf trap actually does create status effects. 2 and 3 are hard because you get so few heals. What are we planning on today? I have no idea. Lemon says, now I do stage 2 bank with a wrecking ball. Wreck those balls. So we want this. Really thought there was going to be a light still deployed. There's a light here though. Okay, just gonna wipe you with that. You know, thank you for killing the fat man. That's all I can say. That'll kill you. Good. See ya. We lived yet again. Bang. All right. Hard light sword, heavy turret. Garbage. We had a run recently with a legendary hard light sword, and it wasn't bad, but it wasn't that good. Giant fist, wolf trap. Can we fight the giant with this loadout right now? I mean, we're definitely not going to use Seismic Strike. It does root. The root would work on... What bosses can we fight from here? Clockroom or Guardian's Haven? We'll do the giant because we're not doing Dracula at all. So maybe we'll try to plan for a giant fight. I need a better weapon loadout. Yeah, giant. Wolf trap on giant, yeah, great idea. I'm telling you, there was one run where it worked, and it was the best thing ever. I had one run at one point in the past with the wolf trap, and it stopped the eye from getting sucked back in to the head, and I was able to do so much damage, but I've never been able to replicate it. If you could make it work, it would be amazing, though. Legendary. We need a legendary. We haven't picked up a legendary recently. We good? We good. So let's see what we've got. It is is that like some sort of a whip? Ice shock. Victims freeze nearby enemies when they die? What? What? I want to see that hype, says Lemon. The wolf trap working on the giant fight. I should really like go back in my my Dead Cells videos and find the episode where that happened. He fixes useless. Well, it's not that it's useless, because freeze does count for slowdown and it's a good way of going into frostbite. But the thing about ice shock, or whatever it's called, is that it does only apply one stack of slow no matter with how many projectiles you hit an enemy, I think. And if that's the case, then it's really slow at applying the frostbite. It is just more damage, of course. Ow. Wasn't turned around fast enough. So it's an interesting one. You had a scroll? You do double ice shard. Ooh, that's actually a very interesting idea. You think we could find an ice shard that applies oil? Dude, you know, that's actually a very interesting strategy. Double ice shard. If we find a way of applying oil, we're doing crits, then we can just X, Y, X, Y, X, Y, X, Y. I kind of would like to find a shop on this floor and try to find one. Because maybe this is the strategy to make me like the ice shard. I just need 2 of them. Also, I really hope that I have not missed floor runes, because it feels like we haven't found any. Never mind, it's a floor rune. 27. We already got to 60, so we can do it now. Ba-da, dun, da-da. To this day, 2 people, 1 only double leg hugger, S tier pet now. Like you only do that for the whole run, using leg hugger? He rip me if I try it. Dunk. Still not dead. Almost there. Almost there. Crazy people in the community. I mean, that just seems like you have to be good at dodging. Which, to be fair, I bet you I could win with double leg hugger if I was better at dodging. Which I'm not, clearly. Have you seen this run? It is a shop. My lord, like the tombstone damage is just so good. I think I have to roll that over the death sight. I need something that I can kill bosses with. That's this. It's almost, well, it's not triple damage. It's like 2.5 times, 2.4 times extra damage. It's pretty good. It's a long walk. But also double ice shard. Ice shock would be kind of funny. We'd have to keep re-rolling the shop until we find one, though. That was very strange. That ghost was just orbiting for so long. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. Don't worry, boss. I'm gonna get him. Okay. You leave this one to me, champ. Sport. Sport, 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 sport. Take it, Abe, you know you want it. The tombstone? Oh, I will take it, but I figure we might as well, oh, dude, flawless, actually, is more damage. We might as well look and see what we have on the floor. So for instance, the flawless is a little bit more damage, but not that good on crowds. You know, we can use the tombstone for the whole run, not just on bosses, but the flawless, well, I mean, the flawless you could use for enemies, but I'd much prefer to just use it for the boss here. Grab this. Goodbye, Death Scythe. We're pretty much done with the floor. There might be one bout of combat. Maybe we'll try out this flawless, the higher damage that it deals. Only if you crit. Well, I mean, just don't get hit, forehead. What? Do you get hit a lot when you're? Oh my god! I need to get the freaking key. You get hit a lot in this game or something? Pretty easy, you know. You just don't get hit, and then all of a sudden, all of your hits are going to be flawless and crits forever. Forever! Look at that. Give me a second. Easy. Don't mind the fact that this is a very, like, slow weapon on the first attack and not my favorite at all. Whew. I parried his weird scythe. You know, again, just, you know, don't get hit, forehead. So, tactics. Well, now we're done. Actually, yeah, we've killed everything, so we'll grab the key. It's a bit of a long run to get to the key drop-off, unfortunately, because there was no teleporter, but here we go. And then I think we will grab the tombstone. Hopefully that's not a mimic. I don't think it is, because I didn't see a mimic. Well, I didn't see the telltale sign, you know, the NPC lore room who's like, they're everywhere, enemies everywhere. Although there's a lore room dead end here. Why don't we check this out real quick? I don't know what this lore room is. Which one is this one? Just a message. The bodies are piling up endlessly. Some even get back up and grab hold of their weapons. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Which shop was this? This was the skill shop. This is the weapon shop. Turned lore rooms back on. So I turned lore rooms back on because of the DLC, the Castlevania DLC. I assumed it would introduce more lore rooms and I wanted to take a look at those. So, turn lore rooms back on, so your seeds don't work anymore, but I will maybe turn them off at some point in the future. I feel like I've seen all of the lore rooms now. Actually, the tombstone is more damage than the flawless, so there is no reason not to swap. Game kind of lagged for a second. I was very, like, worried. Reroll the shop. Death Scythe, not that good. War Spear crits are pretty decent, but crits require 2 enemies, which I guess might happen on the giant fight. Giant Killer is just, you know, Giant Killer. And there is an ice shard. So, like, can we get something that applies oil? Victims freeze nearby enemies when they die. I guess this is the reason why that legendary modifier is kind of garbage, because you could just get it as a normal affix. Speaking of, there's very little happening with these ice shards. 3 affixes? This weapon has 6 affixes. This one has 5. You're really gonna give me a weapon that has 3 affixes on it? Level 10? You kidding me? Where was that ice shock? You think people avoid mimics? Yeah, the mimics are hard in this game. They're actually, like, disgusting. This also really only has 3 affixes. Remove colorless, and what is it? It's exactly the same as the other one, except it has a bonus to bleeding. I don't know. I find this weapon to be interesting because it has so few affixes on it, but the tombstone has 6. I wonder why that difference exists. Mimics are too powerful to just be randomly everywhere. They hurt a lot. They hurt really hard if they hit you. Let's see. Wow, actually, you know what? This seems like a frostbite build now. It's loud as hell, but if we can apply oil, if we had a equipment on fast use that applied oil, my God, we'd be getting so many crits out of this. Boom, 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 boom. I have to try. This is real stupid, but I think I have to try it. I will say, I don't think it's particularly good. I feel like I am firing faster when I fire two at the same time. Boom, 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 boom. I am firing faster with two of them, and it's just funny enough to that I'm gonna have to give it a try here. Although the tombstone was good and is good. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to the shop and I'm gonna look for anything that applies oil, because then we'll get crits. Spreads oil. Spreads oil. It's not gonna work that well on the hand, but Arthritis Town. Hitting two buttons is not that bad. At least it's not a claw grip. The grenade does spread oil, so yeah, oil grenade is what we're looking for, but that's not survival. What I need is like a infantry grenade. But for now, I think we will swap out the wolf trap. I'm gonna do a little re-rolling just to look to see what we have. Spreads oil, basically everything spreads oil. A powerful grenade spreading oil. Doesn't seem that bad. Cluster grenade would spread oil to a lot of enemies. Let's start here. I'm completely changing my build for this. I hope you appreciate it. Death Orb, you know, that's not bad. We're gonna have a lot of freezing happening when enemies die as well. I kind of like the Death Orb. Why are you not taking the food? Because I'm not done with the floor yet. I'm fiddling with my inventory. Bart of Bobridge, thank you very much for the resub. Happy Thursday. Cat. Now the cat's interesting because it'll attack frequently. I kind of like that. Plus 15% damage, plus damage on a burning target, plus 15% damage victims burn when they die. So yeah, we could take the cat. We could always throw the cat at enemies or just let the cat passively apply oil. We can even have the cat on our backs and maybe it'll keep applying oil constantly. I don't know. It might be better than the grenade, honestly. We can still use the cat like a grenade. You know what we could do? We could get rid of the wolf trap. Get rid of the wolf trap, take the cat, have a cat and a grenade. Applies oil. I don't know. I kind of want to try the wolf trap because I want to see if I can get the eye stuck in it like I have in the past. You know what? Take the damn cat. I'm swapping weapons yet again. And then what do we have here? Rebound stone is garbage. Okay. Now I think we're done. So now we'll get the food. This one I'm just gonna eat. This one will recycle. We have gastronomy, so we are gonna get a damage bonus, which we can carry into that boss fight. I'll probably reroll my mutations though to take frostbite. Although now that I think about it, frostbite doesn't work against this boss, so that's probably not what we want. Like, this boss literally cannot be slowed. So let's reroll mutations after the fight. Where's the exit? There it is. So I'm gonna try the giant with this. I don't think it's particularly good, but with oil and crits, it's probably not that. Kill rhythm! Oh my God, that's such a good idea, Taco Sunday. Yes! 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 Frostbite kill rhythm. Cat's gonna cry. No, no, no. Survival stuff, but kill rhythm is gonna be like a 30% bonus, right? I didn't mean to do that, but hey, crits are better. Why not? That's a lucky accidental reroll. Just misclicked, really. You know what? Crits up, more damage at max HP. I feel like that's very lucky. We still have victims freezing as well. So, kill rhythm. I don't know if it's actually any faster, but that's really interesting. Then I think we still want disengagement. And then after this, we'll also take, we should probably take, oh, we want to take frostbite. We want to take disengagement, and we want to take armadillo pack. Okay, give me disengagement, frostbite. Barely any difference. Yeah, it's not that amazing. We'll try it anyways. Ya-da-da-da-da. Okay. This doesn't seem that good. I mean, we're getting a lot of oil thanks to the cat. Why does it feel like the ice shard just isn't hitting enough? Why does it feels like the ice shard, only every other one is impacting the enemy. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's working completely fine. That's just what it feels like to me. I feel like I gotta look it up. Dead cells. Ice shard. Enemies hit are slowed for 3 seconds. Due to its ability to keep enemies constantly slowed, it works well with Heart of Ice or Frostbite. Can be used to activate 30% extra damage to slowed enemies' affixes. Can be used alongside slower weapons. Short attack animation makes it great for use with any weapon, as it won't affect the combo. If used with Kill Rhythm, Ice Shard can even decrease the combo duration. Though the refire time for the Ice Shock is 0.38 seconds, you regain control after 0.06, sorry about that, resulting in a minimum wait time of 0.32 seconds between the end of the attack and the start of the next one due to the extremely quick attack speed and somewhat long duration. The weapon can be used to keep nearby enemies constantly slowed. Previously named Ice Shock. I'll take. This build is almost as good as double leg hugger. It's weird, but it does feel like, well, here's the thing. With Ice Shard, I believe only one shard can impact an enemy at a time, which is really annoying. But it also feels like every other shard is hitting the enemy. Like when an enemy gets hit by one, they can't get hit by another one for a temporary length of time. That's what it feels like. It's very strange. Don't hold the pet. What a garbage build. Who do we fight? We can either go to, yeah, Frostbite doesn't do anything against the giant, unfortunately. But where do we go? Should we go and fight the... Oh, I don't want to go to the distillery, screw that. We can go to the castle and fight Spoiler Boss, or we can go to the shipwreck, fight Lighthouse, fight the Queen. Queen with Ice Shock might be very interesting. The ascending enemies with Ice Shock might also be interesting as well. Concur, Queen. We can go fight the Queen on this one. It'll be weird. Very weird. Queen is actually surprisingly vulnerable to things like rooting. Hopefully that also applies to Ice Shock. I apologize for constantly calling it Ice Shock. It's just that that's what it used to be called. It's a good fight against the giant, though. I could do it with double leg hugger. Just keep dodging. Forehead. Put the cat. Yeah, it's fine. Doesn't it feel like only one Ice Shock hit that enemy? Doesn't it feel like only one Ice Shock hit that enemy? I mean, what it could be is, when an enemy gets hit, they could have a resilience to getting hit by another Ice Shock temporarily, and that's why they only get hit by one at a time. So you can't hit them with all three immediately, but that's the case. I'm a little disappointed. Because I'm shooting this thing 6 times, and an enemy is only getting 2 stacks of slow. Feels like 0 Ice Shocks hit that enemy. It's not great. This is one of those runs where at the end of it, we're gonna go to the practice room and we're gonna do some testing. Because, well, we're gonna test whether or not kill rhythm works on this, and we're also going to we're gonna test whether or not enemies can get hit by multiple Ice Shocks in a row. Because it doesn't seem like they can. In which case, yeah, this build doesn't work, but it's probably just because they programmed Ice Shock very strangely, to the effect that when an enemy gets hit with an Ice Shock, they can't get hit by another Ice Shock, and that's why, that's in order to make sure that they can only get hit by one at a time. So that the other, 2 out of the 3 get shot through the enemy. I don't know. We'll test it at the end. The build isn't bad though. Could be a little bit better, but it's getting the job done. You know, the frostbite's helping. It does take a little while to kill things, admittedly. Ow. Like, especially if I fire too really quickly. I'm trying to pay attention to like damage numbers as well. If I had like a easy way of pausing the screen on a single frame. This build is legit awful. You're legit awful. Like, he's only getting hit by one of them, yeah. So, double ice shock doesn't work. There's no reason to have two of them if only one can hit an enemy. In fact, you know what I should do, and I'm only realizing it right now. We should probably swap these. That way, the first one that I fire is the one that applies the freeze effect. If they're only getting hit by one, like, I only got one crit sound on that one. Yeah. Lots of whoosh, 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 whoosh sound effects. Definitely could utilize, like, another weapon at this point. Dun, dun. Dude, this is gonna... This is gonna be rough on the upcoming, servants as well. Hey, knock it off. Maybe it should work, but nobody ever debugged it. Well, so, I mean, what I think is happening is that they probably didn't think about this scenario of rolling two of them. It's probably supposed to limit the number of ice shocks that can hit an enemy from one ice shock, but it's applying to both ice shocks. Like, only let an enemy get hit, it's horribly loud as well. Only let an enemy get hit by one projectile out of each fire. That way, the other projectiles can kind of go through the enemy and hit something behind them, and not stack up the frostbite or damage too quickly. That is not how it is working. This is not the right way. Flint nutcracker. I mean, if we find a weapon shop, I'll take almost whatever. And then after this run, we'll test to see if it works. Easy to hit the bombs, though. Yeah. Well, oil grenade. Actually, like, it's pretty good, but we have lots of ways of applying oil right now. Namely, the cat can just keep applying oil constantly when it's attacking. And if it's on our back, it does attack, so. Yeah, like, I'm only noticing one white damage number when I'm attacking a single enemy. Hey. Oh my god, he does get pushed back quite extremely, though. Dun. He was worth a shot. I mean, if we win this run after using like 3 healing flasks on one level and then rolling double ice shock, where one of them doesn't even work all the time, I'll be happy. I'll be happy with the run. I haven't found any food either. I'm not paying attention for that. So, I mean, you know, I am thinking ice bow. Then we could alternate shock bow, shock bow, shock bow, keep applying freeze, keep hitting. A part of me does want to use these though, because it's very funny. But if it doesn't work, then we should probably get the ice bow. We can get an ice bow, freeze enemies, and then keep smacking them. Keep smacking them. Keep smacking them a little bit. They bleed a little bit. Yeah, we could do that. All right, I'm gonna take an ice bow. Still works kind of well, but it's something. I mean, the freeze effect is just nice to freeze the enemies. Gets the frostbite damage out there a little bit faster, and helps to keep enemies a little bit locked down. Ooh. Hey. I should not go this way. Da, 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 da. Yeah, it is not good for the ears, though. A shock is it's a loud piece of equipment, isn't it? This is just an item. See what it is. Symmetrical lance. I mean, if we wanted to go to like another weapon, it's pretty nice, but I guess I'm kind of rolling frostbite now. Shrug, I guess. Maybe we'll re-roll the shop at the end of the floor and see if maybe we can get something a little bit better. But at least ice bow is better than a second ice shock. We fire very quickly right now. Although that frostbite damage could be a little bit better. It's also a little... it's a little, it feels a little slow applying the slow down, but I think that's just because for some reason when enemies unslow or unfreeze, they only get stuck with one stack of slowness. I guess that's to make it so that you actually have to apply the slow multiple times, which makes a lot of sense. You know, you can't just freeze enemies and expect them to constantly be under the maximum effect of slow, even though they are under the maximum effect of slow while they're frozen. It's a weird control build. I love that the cat still attacks on your back. It makes so much sense, but also it's just nice. Yeah. All right, what do you have for me? What shop is this? Probably skills. It is skills. I'm not looking to replace anything. Hand, we're done. I'm not gonna go fight those remaining enemies. We already found the food from enemies. We'll go to the shop, maybe reroll to try to find a better weapon, and then we're gonna fight the boss. Let's do it. Yan dun dun dun. I mean, we could take Scythe Claw. You know, it's not a bad idea. Plus damage, plus damage. We already took kill rhythm, so we can just go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, but we'll save that for another run. This one's already weird enough. Wrecking Ball, War Scythe, Explosive Crossbow. I suppose we can level up the parry shield. We got the cash. Boy's Axe? You know, this guy hates the Morning Star but plays this. Your build is more weird. It's more like Morning Star will give me carpal tunnel syndrome. This doesn't, because if I press X and roll my finger to Y, I can just repeat that constantly. It's really not that hard. Frost Blast is interesting. I think I'd rather have the bow though. Although this is a little bit maybe faster to utilize. I mean, you know what? How about this? How about we just pick it up and we look? Although plus damage on a frozen target. We're gonna be, are we gonna be using Ice Shock? Dude, I don't know. Okay, that's actually really interesting. Look at that. Just instantaneous freezing happening there. You know what? Let's freaking go for it. It's the ultimate freeze build. Oh, hey, look, another tombstone. And a nutcracker. Stunned, frozen, or rooted, but not slowed. All right, let's do it. Wrong teleporter. Look, we have learned so much in such a short time. And if it doesn't work, then we've just learned what doesn't work, you know? Oh Lord. So, constant repeated freezing with frostbite, with the ice shock, with the oil from the cat. Do we want to reroll any of this? I kind of like slowed down after thaw, spreads, bleeds, lasts longer. I like everything. Oh, we don't have gastronomy anymore. Well, you know, fair enough. We should have eaten the food, I'm realizing. We definitely should have eaten the food. All right, sit up straight. I'll sub if you win this as lemon. I don't think it's gonna be that hard. Connie says, I'll laugh if you don't. I did burn a little bit there. I mean, that seemed to work extremely well. It was only one enemy though. It's gonna get harder as time goes on. Yeah. It is a pure frost build. At least it's not double ice shock, but I don't know. Okay, you can't do anything if I just keep slowing you and freezing you, apparently. That was pretty great. All right, next. Next. Whoa. I'd rather not burn. There's another one, though. You twerpy. Whoa, I'm stuck. I'm not stuck. Just having a bit of a hard time. Hey, come here. Nope. Da-da-da-da. I don't know, maybe this is actually like a beautiful build to have against the servants and the queen. You know, maybe I've stumbled onto a hidden gem. No reason not to take it. You attack immediately? No, you leave. Oop, you got me. Fair enough, you know. Nobody's nerfed. They're not really taking any, ooh, they're not really taking any damage when they're up there, though. It's Calliope. No, it's Utwerp. Secret tech. Come here. Wow, that broke all of the platforms. Burning very slightly. Oh, one of them's already gone. Whoops. Come here. What the heck hit me? One of the arrows probably, huh? Oh, you dick. Where am I? Wow. Excuse me. Find me up here? Alright. Took some hits. We do have a lot of HP. We have like 20,000, so that's pretty good. Next. Oh, didn't go through the door. Main damage source is the cat. We're doing pretty decent on our own. I get no respect. No respect at all. Really, the main damage source is the cat applying oil. Okay, that hurt a lot, and we don't have time to heal, unfortunately. Yeah, I know. Because we killed the boss at the exact same moment that we hit disengagement, I couldn't actually use the disengagement time to heal, unfortunately, but that's fine. Apparently this doesn't hit you at all. Time for the queen strat, manipulating her emotions. Yeah, pretty much. Yep. Multi-knockbow. Toxic cloud. 2 scroll fragments we're not doing anything with. Just gotta make sure the cat doesn't get the killing blow. Oh, nothing really to re-roll there. You know what I am thinking? Disengagement is still okay, but getting the ability to acrobatipack would be really nice for this fight. How would we do that? What would we swap? Because I want disengagement. We probably don't need kill rhythm. So here's what it is right now. It slows us down a little bit, but wouldn't we like, but we're gonna be freezing her, but maybe she won't get frozen, and then the parry is actually gonna be like incredible there. I know we want disengagement, and I think we want frostbite. Because I've got this sweet ass parry shield in my backpack. If she absorbs these shots and then spits them back at us, that's exactly what I'm looking for here. So you know what? We're gonna roll this. Give me Armadillo Pack. I think it actually is better than having a slightly faster attack speed. Let's do it. Ooh, although we will have to ruin disengagement, but yeah, so you know what? Probably we shouldn't have even taken it. We'll see how the fight goes. You know what? That didn't go that badly. Oh. This is perfect. Come here. Oh no! I'm not done with you yet, you jerk. Ow. Missed my opportunity there. Hey. Most of my damage is like actually from the grenade. You didn't even grab any of my... Oh, backwards. She didn't even grab any of my projectiles. Whoa! Got her. She jumps around so much. She does, but the thing is, she has a very clear pattern. In front of you, behind you, in front of you. Like, you can dance around her if you just keep rolling. Ha ha! What a garbage run. Jesus. I gotta jump into the practice mode. I gotta know what's going on with these ice shard shock cards. Ice shockard. Because they're just garbage. That was fun though. It was very fun trying out something new, even if it didn't quite work out. I probably should have just stuck with kill rhythm, by the way. I kept messing up the, hey, we're rolling over these cells. I kept messing up the parry roll when she was grabbing my projectiles, because she would keep getting stunned. Who would have thought? Continuing to hit her and freezing her makes her drop my, my arrows. Okay, but give me an ice shock, then give me a legendary ice. Please. Thank you. And then we'll stay at level 1 for a minute. $20 damage, 19 damage, 45 damage, 47, 42. Like, I'm definitely only seeing one of these hit an enemy at a time, and I think it's because only one... Nihilus Lemon, thank you for the subscription. He did pay up. It's supposed to be so that your shocks go through an enemy, I believe, but it also means, unfortunately, that 2 shocks don't actually work properly on this minion. And you don't even need any levels of kill rhythm to get this effect out there. You just need 2 of them. Hold on. 20. 20. 40. 45. 19. 21. Trying to see if there's a way to make 2 of them hit. I guess with proper alternation you can do it. But it's not consistent. And if you go too fast, only one of them will hit the enemy. So that's what I was noticing during the run. What I was noticing is that it seems like at some points in time, I'm not getting the double damage from firing 2 of these. But in some instances, it does look like it works. Maybe if I'm in the enemy when I cast, no? I guess at this speed, we are getting multiple hits. He's now immune to the frost, by the way. This speed is good enough, but that speed isn't. Well, although it is hitting him twice. Why is it hitting him twice? Well, that time it only hit him once. So yeah, it's inconsistent clearly, but why is the legendary so much stronger? Oh, because it actually has like a damage bonus associated with it. It feels inconsistent. So whatever the problem is, it does exist. It's similar to the heavy crossbow legendary with a grappling hook not working correctly. I don't know exactly what the problem is, but there is clearly a problem here somewhere. For some reason, how the game is handling the projectiles from the weapon means that it doesn't work that well when you have 2 of them. Sometimes it's not hitting the enemy at all. Just like with the heavy crossbow, something related to DPS calculations just doesn't work well with the weapon. It needs someone to actually look at the code and be like, hey, I figured out the problem. Bad math. That's what it seems like, just bad math. Regardless, that was a fun run and we learned something about ice shock. And yeah, some of these legendaries, or some of these high-level weapons, grappling hook I think is bugged, or at least that's what someone said. But ice shock only having like 3 affixes on it when it's like a level 11 legendary, it's very strange. You'd normally expect there to be like 5 affixes on that, but whatever. Interesting run. I still don't think Frostbite is that good. I feel like the run that we just had was good because of the slowdown in the frost, not necessarily because of the frostbite damage we were getting. A lot of the damage was just grenades and the cat. But maybe we'll keep playing around with frostbite on occasion when an appropriate run shows up for it, and we'll see if we can't figure out how to actually make a run with frostbite work appropriately. Frostbite S tier mutation, lol. It was a fun run though. And for now, for those of you on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe for more. Check me out on Twitch for when I go live. Support the channel at any of the links below in the video description, and I hope to see you here again for the next run of Dead Cells.